We're going to look at ribbing today. Ribbing creates the stretchy cuff that's on the edge of a sock, on a sweater, on the waistband of a sweater, or a collar. And this stretchy kind of edging is created by using two stitches, a knit stitch and a purl stitch. So to do this, you need to establish what is your knit and what is your purl. On ribbing, the knit stitch is always this smooth line that's a chevron, and the purl stitch is always the little bumpy one in between that's actually the divot into the rib. So what you want to do is you need to create that by knitting one, purling one. So we're going to knit one. You put the right stick through the left side of the stitch on the left needle and have it poke out the back. Your yarn should be in the back. Wrap the yarn once around the back needle. Pull that needle through the loop. Now that the needle has the new stitch on the right side, you can pull the old stitch off the left needle. Now the next step is we have to purl, so we have to bring the yarn forward by bringing it between the two needles. And then you're working in the front of the work for purl. So you put the stick from the right side into the right side of the loop on the front, wrap the yarn around that loop, pull the right stick through the left loop, and then you can pull the stitch off the left. So that's your purl. Now you need to knit, so you need to move the yarn back in between the two needles to the back of the work. Do a knit position, so you're on the left side of that stitch going through to the back. Wrap the yarn around the right needle, pull it through the left loop, and pull the stitch off the left loop. Now you need to purl. Bring the yarn forward between the two needles. Push the right needle through the front of the loop, right to left. Wrap around that front needle. Pull the new loop through the left needle loop and pull the loop off. And that's how you do ribbing. Now when you turn your work, you don't have to think about whether you are on a knit or purl by looking at the pattern. You'll be able to know that by looking at the work. So now you turn your work and you're ready to start again. You see the third stitch is definitely a knit because you see those chevron loops that are flat in the front. The second stitch is a little tiny divot and it's a bump, so you know that's a purl. So that means that the first stitch is a knit. So you're going to knit and you're just going to match what's there. So the next one's a divot and it's a bump, so that's a purl, so we do our purl stitch. Next one's the flat chevron, so that's the knit stitch. And you continue on like that to create your ribbing.